The Film Slice crew review Lord of the Rings,
Avengers
The
4.
Mortal Engines.
Lord of the Rings, the moral enzymes.
Hey, Dave Strackett here, and welcome to the Film Slice podcast. I'm here, as always, with my co-hosts, Kane Diddly Wheely, Kane Dogs, and Bro Diddly Doo, Broadman Richards. How was that drink, man?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Good.
Pretty
Excellent.
tasty.
This week
Also, introducing Brody Richards.
Just doing his own intros now.
This week, we are reviewing Mortal Engines. Kane Dogs, you want to hit us up with that IMDb summary?
Absolutely, I can. A mysterious young woman named Hester Shaw joins forces with Anna Fang, a dangerous outlaw with a bounty on her head, and Tom Natsworthy, an outcast from London, to lead a rebellion against a giant predator city on wheels.
Alternatively,
I wrote my own blurb. I've written another blurb.
Awen is fighting against evil... What's his name?
Elrond.
Evil Elrond, trying to get into Mordor, but this time Mordor's on wheels.
Alternatively...
Nathan from Misfits is tagging along for the ride.
Nathan from Misfits, random Scarface, and Cool Chick for being cool.
Can I give you my blurb now?
Go for it.
Alright, you ready?
Versus
I'm
Agent
ready.
Smith.
Set in the world of Mad Max, Red Skull attempts to build the Death Star in order to defeat the last samurai. Standing against him and the extras from Hunger Games are Katniss, Nathan from Misfits, and Female Blade. It's a race against an unmeasurable amount of days, weeks, or months. I actually don't know how much time passed in all of these events. Also, they're chased by a Terminator. This film will have you second guessing at every turn, but not in a good way. More of a, wait, why do they do that and why is he doing all of this again kind of way. I give it a 7 Twilights out of a maze running Harry Potter.
Fair enough.
Not quite a blurb.
It's like a blurb review.
It's
But
more of a
it's
review.
literally,
It's
that was
also-
very much what this movie was.
Good to know.
Also featuring the most stupid name for a place that's ever been named in a film or story, a shield wall.
I thought you were just going to say...
Either word would have worked, but they decided to put them two
I thought you were going to say worst name ever, London.
Like a sword.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
well, we've got a wall.
Like a
It
stunning...
shields us. I
Yeah.
guess it's a shield wall. Not that it has any shields on it or has any sort of shielding technology. It's just a wall.
Fair.
So safe to
when you
say
see-
this film is going to be doing really well with us.
When you see the movie, what'd you think?
When you see the movie, what did you think? Do you like the movie? None of the shit.
Kane Dogs, when did you see the movie?
I saw it Saturday.
Saturday.
With the GF.
Which is 3 days ago.
Well, the reason I had to question it is because I also saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but Saturday. And I thought
Saturday.
it was one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever been forced to watch, because I felt like I've seen it in about 100 other films.
Hey, did you guys go and see Cliche the movie?
Yeah, it was just... We'll get into it.
Okay. Broadman, when did you see the movie, what'd you think?
I went and saw it on Friday night. I didn't like it very much.
Wow, you still could have ended with, or
Thought
is
it was
shit?
shite.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you could have ended with shit. But
Nah, like I said,
fair.
like I said to you before we started recording, Jordan, I want to kind of like, I want to bloody
I have no recollection
settle
of
down
any of this.
on my profanity
and have a few kids.
and to target an older audience.
Yep.
Anyway, Angus.
Anyway.
when did you see this one?
I saw the movie this afternoon. Came straight here. It's still very fresh in my mind.
Oh, that's not a good thing for you.
Yeah, still not sure what I think of it.
No, we'll tell you.
All right.
We'll tell you what you
We'll
think
tell
of
you
it.
what you think of it.
Lads, you know how every week I put up on Instagram and not really Twitter what movie we're reviewing, and I
do know
ask
that.
our slicey slices out there
Jordan
what
also occasionally
they
puts it
thought
on
of
Facebook.
it,
Most of the time, I did this time.
Last week?
and normally no one replies.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Brutal. Well, we got one. We got one. I put it up this morning, and this is from G_Reels.
G Reels.
G_Reels. They
How's she
said
spelling reels? As in like reality?
R-E-E-L-Z.
Double E.
Yeah,
It's kind
as
of
in,
like
film reel.
Yeah, film reels.
Yeah,
But with
yeah.
a Z on the end.
G
Yes, with a
Reels.
Z, of course. They say, perfect post. I like your page. So that's nice.
That's perfect.
Wait,
That's
what's their
perfect.
name? I wonder if
And
they've
that's
liked
what-
our page.
G-Reels.
We're on Facebook.
That's what our slicey slices thought of. Kane Dogs, anything on Facebook?
Yeah, look, we got our long-time listener Kirby Heights. She said she saw it, thought it was alright, found it to be a mix of a few different movies, overall a 6 out of 10. And then Brody hopped on. Not you, Brody. Brody Montgomery hopped
Don't know
on.
who that is.
And you wrote, we have a Facebook page? How
No.
long has this been here
Jordan?
for? What is technology?
Use my grammar correctly, please.
Jordan Kane, we have a Facebook page.
Yeah, there was no question
There was
mark.
no question
There was
mark.
a full stop.
And then your next statement was, what is technology?
Yeah. There you go.
Very good.
Great.
Good job.
So I guess that
So-
means we got 3? That's what our Slices thought of that movie that we're reviewing. Mortal Engines, that's the one. All right. Would you
Avengers
recommend
4.
it? Would you recommend it? Who would you recommend it to? K-Dogs.
Nah.
Cool. Broadman.
I would recommend this one to people watching it on mute whilst drawing or doing something else. That's what I
Yeah.
said. It is a very, very beautiful film.
It-
No matter
yeah.
what you say about this film, it looks great.
Yeah, no, I agree
Hashtag
with that.
Hashtag nutwing.
Wingnut. The people that made Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Film production.
Yeah, I knew it.
Jordan's just a little bewildered.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the birds. You probably keep that. Go on, it's fine.
Falcons? What? Very, very, very pretty film.
Yeah.
So watch
Really
it on
gorgeous.
mute.
If you like
you're an
steampunk,
artist,
yeah.
if you're an artist looking for some inspiration for world building and stuff,
Yeah.
world building in this top notch.
See,
Yeah,
here's
very
just
stylistic.
building on that.
Just
Building
world
on the
building.
world.
Sorry,
building.
sorry, I had a small stroke. Just building on that. I was
Well.
trying to find a good poster to do one of the photoshops that I usually do.
Yeah.
And their poster is really boring, which is weird because if you paused this movie anywhere else in the movie, you'd have a really wicked looking wallpaper. But their poster is so boring. But yeah, it looks awesome if you're a fan of steampunk as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
steampunk, fantasy, sci-fi.
Yeah, all of that sort of stuff.
All
It
of that
looks
mashed
great.
in one.
Too
Definitely.
bad it stopped there.
And a number of different cultures, like Asian culture and Western culture.
Yeah,
mixing.
kind of
Great.
mixed all into one. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, cool. Anything that we need to get on before we head into spoilers? Story-wise, I guess it's. I feel like they're trying to make it a series.
No,
Right.
that's the thing. I felt like they should have, but they didn't.
No,
There's a
so
lot of things
It's based on a book, though, right?
It's
yeah.
3 books that they put into this one movie. Could you tell?
That's
Right,
where they
that
went
might be
downhill.
it. Yeah,
Not
because
only
there's a lot of story arcs
Just like they
that
did
don't
with
really
those
get
Lord of the Rings
completed.
films back
And
in the early 2000s.
Not only is it that though, but it's also heavily based off a book called Mortal something else. Not-
Engines?
Mortal. City of Bones, Mortal
Instruments?
Mortal Instruments, thank you, in which there is a bad guy called Valentine,
Valentine.
and
Clary.
in the movie, Nathan from Misfits plays the female main character's best friend.
Okay. I thought he was going to say that he played the female main character. I was like, whoa, that's
Wow,
a hell of an
really-
acting chops there.
That's so good,
Really,
yeah.
yeah.
He's very diverse. And the female character makes all it's the same story, except they basically took those 3 books and wrote another 3 books, but they were like, but steampunk! And then they made a movie and they tricked all 3 books into this one movie. And that's why nothing was fleshed out
There
or
you go.
made any sense.
okay,
Wow.
cool. So it's a thin veneer of story over a really complex, interesting world.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Plus the Terminator. Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's head on into spoilers.
Oh, what a cool sound effect, Angus. All right, we are in the spoiler section where we dissect all the giblets that are the good parts of these films. Also, many of the gizzards of the bad parts.
Yeah, like
Starting us
molds.
out, we have Jordan with Cinema Dick.
I didn't have any cinema dicks.
No?
Okay, can't I tell a lie? When we walked out of the cinema...
No, not a
Hang
cinema
hold
dick.
on.
Hang on, Jordan. Can you not lie on the show, please?
No. When we walked out of the cinema...
Can you please just put out a public apology to the listeners for lying to
And
them?
pledge not to lie ever again.
Only
on the
Slices,
show.
I would like to apologise for my behaviour. It has come to my attention that potentially I told a lie, and I think that maybe it wasn't enough. So I will continue to try to up my game. Anyway,
In lying?
yes, yeah. I'm gonna lie.
On behalf of the
Lie
Slicey
a
Slice.
lot
To
more.
be fair, if we can't tell, then it's okay.
I'll
Okay,
lie
yeah,
a
fair.
lot more.
Yeah. But when Jordan says, I have told a lie, then it's very, very
small
straightforward.
giveaway.
Yeah, it's
There's If you're paying attention, you could see it.
ruining the mystique a little.
I missed it completely.
Yeah,
Go for it.
When we left, like literally opened the doors to leave the cinema, directly to our left were two kids, not crying, screaming, and the mother just yelling at them not to call her a maniac. And it's the best, most weirdest vibe ever. Because we walked out of the film being like, well, that was weird, open the door. It was just like, don't call me a maniac! And they're screaming.
Wow.
Like,
How old were these kids? Because when you said screaming, I'm like, oh, they must be 3 years old.
Like-
and then
like-
calling them a maniac, I'm like, they have great vocabulary.
like probably 8 or 9. But they were
Wowza.
both like holding their eye or their face. Like it looked like either they just whacked each other or she'd whacked them both.
The mum clonked their two heads
I was
together.
just like, don't call me a
Oh,
maniac! And that was, it just changed the sort of setting pace that I had in my brain as I left the movie trying to deconstruct the crap that was that film.
There you go.
But yeah, that's the closest I've got to a cinema dick.
Yeah. I guess you'd call it a foyer dick. Bro, man.
Hallway dick.
No cinema dick this week for me, Angus. So
Man, me neither.
Oh,
this,
wow.
This movie obviously isn't very intriguing towards dicks.
yeah.
Which is weird, because I would think that for the cinema dicks that we usually have that like get high and go and see a movie,
Yeah.
this film would be the film to get high.
Yeah,
and
and
go
I saw it on a Friday
Yeah.
night. I saw it the day after it came out on a Friday night at 6 p.m. And there was probably 20 people in the cinema.
Yeah, we saw it and there was us and like 4 other people.
I actually noted.
That's 6.
I'm not actually sure if you guys would recognize this scene as you're out in Wool World, but there's not that many sessions out in the city. Like, I think there was like maybe 6 or something
There's quite a
sessions
few
in the city,
sessions out
which
here, but
Yeah, expecting
Like-
it to flop, you reckon?
with
well, but like for the other movies that we've done, I've had upwards of 20 sessions that I can choose from.
Favorite parts of this terrible film?
That's it. The most positive parts.
Starting out with me. So my favorite part is the world building and design of this film. And I've got to say that the resurrected man was my favorite character, although he got killed off for no reason at all.
Yeah.
he was the Terminator-esque character that was definitely the Terminator.
Well, you say Terminator, he was just a cyborg.
Yeah. That's what
he's-
Terminator is.
No, Terminator's a machine, isn't he?
Quite specifically stated in Terminator 2, I am a cyborg.
I'm a cybernetic.
Yeah.
And
Didn't he say cybernetic? Not a cyborg.
Cybernetic organism. Then he says living tissue over a metal endoskeleton, which
yeah,
is what
so
this
like
guy
apples
is.
and oranges, apples and oranges.
So,
But he's like a man that was turned into a killing machine,
A dead man,
and
yeah.
and is now has little to no memory of his previous life.
I guess if we're using the Terminator, it's like having a Terminator, but instead of putting a new organism on top, they pulled someone out from the dirt and then stuck
Yeah.
that on top.
Stuck something on top.
Yeah.
That's like Terminator
He's
Salvation.
kind of like a Frankenstein type thing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
original
That's what I-
Terminator.
Yeah. Just like Terminator
Yeah,
Salvation.
Terminator. Get a new idea.
Yeah. So they killed him, brought him back to life as a cyborg, and he's like lost his memories. He still has like maybe like 1 or 2 memories that he like doesn't really know what they mean.
Yeah.
And now he like protects he protected a girl, and now he wants to make her indestructible like him, so she'll stay around forever. Which is kind of like a nice sentiment,
kinda sweet.
from his perspective.
It reminded me of the Cybermen from Doctor Who. For anyone who watches Doctor
I
Who,
can see that a
their
little,
idea is like to fix humanity, we turn everyone into robots, and that way you'll all live forever, and none of you will feel any sort of emotional
the
pain.
Yeah,
right
you
thing,
never
yeah.
feel any pain. Yeah. And so I really liked his character, and he was also very ambiguous. Whereas most of the other
Yeah.
characters, it was kind of everything was explained.
Yeah.
and
I
it was kind of
expected him to
garbage.
stay in the film. I didn't like the way he sort of died.
He died
Because
for no reason.
It's just like he's supposedly indestructible from anything, and
Except
then
for a knife shoe.
well, it's like he's destructible from anything until he finds out that the girl is in love. He's like, oh, you love him. I'm gonna die because of love now, and then he
'cause
just
his
dies, and
heart
I'm like, oh, okay.
breaks. It's symbolic. It's his heart breaking.
Angus died.
Well, do I not care?
And he just dies for no reason, and it has no impact on the story. The only thing he ever did to the story was burn a balloon.
A lot of your positives are gonna lead into my negatives, I guess. But keep going.
And that's all my positives. It's like I just thought, the the look of this film was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like hats off, shout out to all of the like set designers, costume designers, all of the art, the art side of people on this film. Really good stuff.
They found a way to bring, like, it didn't feel new to me, the costume design and things like that. It felt like stuff I've seen in games and drawings and comics, but it's probably the first time I've seen it properly brought to life in a film, which I thought was cool. So fair effort to them finding a way to depict that, like, that in a real life wardrobe.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty cool.
Speaking of, when you just mentioned the game thing, when I was watching this, I'm like, this could so easily be turned into a game.
It'd be
like,
it'd be better as a
free
game.
roam, like RPG
Yeah.
type
It'd
stuff.
be
Yeah,
better
for
as a
sure.
game.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a
definitely.
much
Pretty
better
fun.
game.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get it.
Nah.
Maybe if this film doesn't flop.
I have a feeling it will.
More like Mortal Flop.
Module
more like floppy engines, am I right? Yep.
More like Mortal Failure.
Sounds like a Mortal Kombat game.
More like...
Wait, that's Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I'm
Fatality.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah. Ooh. You're fired.
More like... Immortal shit.
Wow. Angus, what is your positive?
My positive...
Brody, do
That's
you
so
realize...
bad. I don't know why I'm laughing.
What's amazing,
It
Brody,
took
is...
me so long, I couldn't find anything.
I know. You had so
I
much
was
time to find something.
What's amazing, Brody,
I
is...
was thinking like
More
Mortal,
like-
Mortal Car Bomb.
Immortal shit.
So my positive, much like you, Broadman, I really liked the twist with the cyborg, where it wasn't, because like it's in heaps of other stories like this, the bad guy always comes up with this monster and it's the right hand man, and it's like just a spanner in the works for the good guys.
Yeah.
But to actually have like a backstory for this person, I really enjoyed. I really liked the twist of that. And what else did you say? The world?
Yeah,
Yep.
world building.
That's my positive too. And
Jordan, do you want to really?
I really like the the hair stuff as well.
the hair stuff.
The hair.
You like all of their hairstyles?
I really liked all the hairstyles.
I did like the hairstyles. That was good. Sure. Okay, dogs.
I think...
Did you like the hair?
Nah, the only positive I really had walking out of this film is I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't shy away from some of the nitty-gritty things in this world, like cannibalism. They didn't shy away from how some people have really sort of tried to take advantage of other people. They didn't shy... There was a bit of blood in this.
They had to Bear Grylls it.
I didn't
Had
expect
to drink
a
their
lot.
own piss at one point.
I guess it's gone. But I think that's really... That and as we've already said, the world building and stuff like that, I think...
So,
the best.
Jordan, did you like the world building and the cyborg?
I like the
I
air
really
stuff.
like the world building.
I like the world building. I didn't like the cyborg because...
What about the hair?
No.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so
yeah.
let's jump on into negatives, Cane Dogs.
This is going to be a big section.
You're biting at the bit to get to negatives.
You know at the end, Angus, just while I'm still on positives, you know at the end where Valentine reaches his hand out and says, Luke,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I
your
am your
father.
father.
Yeah.
I really liked that bit. Did you think I'd like that bit?
I was going to bring it up, yeah.
No, I didn't like that bit. It was the worst. That made me so angry.
My ears
I guess-
hurt so much from that.
Over into the negatives, I guess.
It made me so angry. They even used the same shot from Empire Strikes Back with the hand.
What? With,
I think that's-
with Luke and Darth.
No. They could have, and no one would have
Just
noticed.
cut it in. That's a weird...
It would have been just
decision.
as subtle. It would have had the same effect.
Well, to be fair, they did have stormtroopers.
Yeah.
The stormtroopers were there, so...
But the thing is, like,
I'm pretty sure they had Stormstoopers.
more like storm
More like
shit.
lovely summer day troopers.
Oh, it's the shittest joke. That is
bad.
the best shit joke.
Wow. I think you're fired.
Like, lovely summer day troopers.
Oh.
Go for it.
Anyway, they even used the same shot because in Empire Strikes Back you see Darth Vader's hand go up and gesture towards Luke Skywalker. They have that same like placement of characters, shot, sort of the fact that they're all sort of flying through the air. Another negative that I really hated is
on top of that,
yeah.
he gets the same scar as her, like
Yeah.
hands getting chopped off.
Hands getting chopped off and shit. Yeah, they might as well have just called him Skywalker. But the other thing is at the beginning, it felt very Mad Max to me, as I've already sort of mentioned, but I really liked that everything had to run on engines. Except for the end, where everybody just has electric hover-based aircraft.
Yeah.
At the beginning, everyone's got these, like, it's like everything has to run on engines.
Batteries.
Everything has to run on engines, and then at the end, everybody's just like, woo, flying around in spaceships and shit, and like, oh, okay. What?
So I guess
that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuel's really precious. All right, well,
let me just get in my spaceship.
Yeah, let me just get in my spacecraft and fly to
But seriously, fuel's really
and then I'll fly to a prison.
I'm just gonna jump in my spaceship, and I'm just gonna do like a couple circles we have looking for
and then
fuel.
I'm gonna fly.
If I can't find any fuel, can you just lend me some? And then from your spaceship,
and then
or maybe from your entire fleet of spaceships.
I'm just gonna fly the Kessel Run,
and then I'm gonna maybe just float over to the fucking prison that walks in the middle of the ocean, and then destroy that. And then just fly back.
Surely you'd save fuel if the prison didn't walk.
Yeah. I mean...
if the prison was stationary, it might be more secure.
Another thing is I didn't know anything about there being, like, an Asian part of the world until the last 20 minutes.
Jordan is a little bit behind. In
the movie! I know it
didn't know there was even an Asian part
I
of the
know
world.
it doesn't exist in real life. I get that it's a fictional film, but in the film, I didn't realize there was an Asian community within the movie until the last 20 minutes where he's like, and I'm building this weapon to destroy this wall to get in here. And I was like, that wasn't... Okay. I didn't know any of that.
$10 if we can name the place. The Asian place.
Yeah. Pandora from Avatar.
Okay, $10 to me.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pandora's the mum.
The other thing...
Xiao Guo? Something like that.
Another weird sort of plot hole that's there is the daughter of Valentine and that other guy that have their own spin-off little mission.
And then he just disappears?
He disappears for the end of the film. You never see him, and she doesn't achieve anything, and all the other characters find out the information that she finds out through other means. So if they both weren't in it, there'd be no difference.
That's my negative.
All right, you want me to go?
The only reason they were in the film...
Please,
I suspect the only reason they were in the film, though, is because they're probably big characters in the trilogy of books.
Yeah.
And they probably were like, they probably have a whole sort of story that plays out in the books.
So, I really liked at the start the role reversal, where, like, you know how it's like every teenage movie where the college guy, like, bumps into the girl and she drops her paper. She drops her paper and then he, like, helps her pick up the paper and, like, they have a moment. I really like the role reversal where, like, it was him and his tools and she bumped into him. And
then he's really negative towards her for no reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, nah.
He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you.
That's kind of...
Why would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where it ended.
Like, whoa, calm down, man.
Jesus.
I mean, have a Snickers.
And then he beat her to death.
Have a Snickers.
Have a Snickers. Told Jan is malicious.
Yeah. So that's my negative anyway. Yeah.
The worst part of this film is the writing. The writing is so bad.
Which sucks because it was, like, written by the same people that wrote the Lord of the Rings screenplay.
Yeah, what happened? And I would like to introduce a new section to this podcast.
Oh, please do.
The segment is called Let's Have a Rant.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, one of us can have a bit of a rant.
Brody, I've been doing this segment.
Are we all ranting at the same time? Or
I've written a rant.
Okay.
I've done this segment... Jesus.
Oh,
so Brody's
Lord.
just shown us a page on his iPad, and it is...
Yeah.
So the font is at 0.2, and
roughly-
it's fill the screen.
It's probably roughly 700 words.
So, the name of my rant for this week, you have to start it out
Is
calm.
this like slam poetry?
You have to like, no. None of it's going to rhyme.
Do you want a beat?
No, definitely not.
That's a yes.
You started out calm. The title of my rant for this week is called Bad Writing. Okay. And so let's step into this little chestnut book house.
We're at 30 minutes. This could only go well.
Yep. No characters are likable or feel connected to the world. I didn't care for anyone who died. No idea what happened to the engineer that was helping Kate. Why is the war machine called Medusa? Never explained. Valentine, aka Hugo Weaving, wants to rule the world for no reason. Just cause. 1 million flashbacks means they couldn't figure out how to convey information properly. None of the flashbacks made me like any character more or care for the story more. It just felt messy. The resurrected man, aka Strike, just dies for no reason. Doesn't hit a story beat. He just dies.
I didn't even know his name was Strike.
Here are the cliches. Tom is always late and is on strike 3 or 4, whatever, happens in every film. Hester tells Valentine why she is killing him, which prevents her from killing him. Happens in every film. Upper-class girl Kate runs into a low-class engineer, and when she apologizes saying, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see that," he responds negatively, "Why would you?" And then they eventually befriend one another. Yep, everyone saw that coming. In a bunch of films. Valentine is Hester's father, saying, "I'm your father." Yep, so many films. I'll give you the signal. What's the signal? You'll know it when you see it. Every fucking film. Valentine is evil for the sake of being evil. And what does he want? To rule the world. Again, I put that in there a second time because it's in so many films. Injuries don't matter very much until they do. Yep, that's pretty... Yep. Hester hides her scar and everyone says she's ugly when she obviously isn't. And it doesn't make anything to the world. It's like she just has a scar.
All I want is in this world for everyone to look at her and be like, ugh, you're hideous.
This time it's glasses.
Right? Hester falls in love with Tom. Why? Because he's just there. And
hot.
No other reason. Seriously, there is no other reason.
Misfits.
Hester holds the key to the entire plot because she was born into it, not because of anything she has done with her life. It happens just in so many films. It's just like, your parents did something important, so now you're important. It's like, what have you done? Nothing. You're a shitty character. Tom is an expert pilot, which is what he's always wanted to be. But he has never actually done.
It's never actually flown.
No. Upper class dick is a dick because dicks, and it never goes anywhere. The general tells his men to arrest Valentine, but they don't listen to him. A scene we've seen 1,000,000 times. And then I wrote scene 3 more times. Scene. Random people which help Hester and Tom in the wasteland are creepily and turn out to be evil. And of course they are. Oh my god. People just know where other characters are for no reason whatsoever. People just show up to a slavery buying thing for no reason. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to this old slavery selling place because I know that Hester and Tom are gonna be there. Land in my big red plane, get out. And it's like, I wanna buy her. It's like, how did I know she was here?
Magic.
Peter Jackson got anything to say about that? He's like, no. People arrive just into the nick of time to save people with no build-up, so they feel really empty moments. Okay, people have guns, but often choose to fight with swords, knives, and spears. The huge weapon is overloading, but the bad guy says to just ignore it. What's the worst that could happen? Bad guy pushes someone off a ledge so they don't reveal information, but that person doesn't die. Oh my god, that happens in every fucking film. It's like, I'm just gonna push them off. I mean, I'm not gonna confirm the kill, that'd be too smart. Oh my god, they talk about the ancients' advanced technology when they have far more advanced more technology than we ever had. The daughter of a villain is a good person who believes the random people she's never met before over hard facts. Everyone's parents are dead, people just speak another language, and when asked what they're talking about, one says, oh, he just offered to buy you dinner. Oh, he's just saying how excited he is to meet you, all of this shit. Tom just spurts out information like he's yelling it at the other characters who already know the information. He's like, oh, what are you talking about? The resurrected men were just bad people, they were evil people, they were just resurrected for war machines. And then like Hester's just getting really sad and just like sitting there, and he's just like, they're really, really bad. How does he not understand social cues? What the fuck is happening? Oh my god. People just have the solution to a problem, just like a secret staircase, or a deactivation code, or an alternate route out of the engine room of a giant machine, a missile array on an airship, stumbling across a man-made hole in the ground whilst running away from someone else. Oh my god. Introducing characters just to kill them. We've seen that. Like, how many films do that? They just introduce characters, 5 minutes later they're dead. Oh, you're meant to feel sad. Why?
It's like that woman that drove her jet into, like, turret.
Yeah.
She like screams into the camera and goes down, and everybody's like in tears, and I'm like, who was that?
Everyone's like, who was that?
Who was that?
Where's the ejection sheet? Seat.
The villain...
Ship and seat.
The villain's finally killed, but they survive only to be killed by some outside force that feels really cheap, like being crushed.
Like his own thing.
Yeah. A random rope to grab onto? That's Yeah, just throw out the rope, throwing a knife to someone, and them having a supernatural catching ability. This film is so horribly written. It is so badly written. It hits on so many cliches that we've seen time and time again over the last 50 years.
You know how-
And the books were written, what, in the 80s or the 90s?
You know how there's like a
Oh my
site you can go
God.
to for stock photos? It's like they went into stock plots and just
Stock
chucked a
plots.
bunch of them.
Stock plot, stock dialogue.
Yeah, stock cliche.
You do not care about a single character in this film.
No.
Because no matter which character it is, there's nothing that connects them to the world, and then there's nothing that makes you want to like them, right? Where it's like, you think maybe Tom, right? There's like, oh, he's always late, he's working in a museum and stuff. But then when they're going downstairs to like where he like lives or whatever, or where like all the new shit's coming into the Mortal Engine, right? He goes in there and Valentine's daughter bumps into that lower class guy, and then Tom gives him shit about it. Or he's like, do you know who she is? And it's like, who are you? You're meant to be the good guy, and you're acting like an upper class dick, even though you're from the lower classes. What's happening in that moment?
Yeah, no.
It's like, and then she doesn't give a shit about anyone through the entire film. Why is she meant to give a shit about her? She doesn't care about the world. She just cares about getting revenge for a reason that is only explained through flashbacks in the last third of the film. It's like, why am I meant to care about her?
The main thing that I want to know is why, if the world was reshaped and the ancient ones all killed themselves, how is London still there and still able
No
to
one
be
thought
put
to
on
bomb
an
London
engine?
because we just forgot. We forgot London. We forgot London.
I also find it really interesting of how they...
It's like, there's a big gang war and some guy in the background rocks up late and just kind of steps out backwards slowly.
London just slowly
like,
walked
puts
away
into
from
reverse.
the end of all
You know
wars.
that meme of Homer Simpson like backing into a bush?
Yeah.
London just did that
London
for
backed
all of
into
World
a
War
bush.
Three.
So,
Okay.
do you reckon that the first idea for that was just two guys with a couple caravans?
Yeah.
It's just like, I reckon we could get your caravan on top of mine. Like, I don't know why we'd do it, but I reckon we could
Just
do
do
it.
It's that guy that invented like the double bunk bed or whatever. It's great.
Dogs, do you have an idea of how we can finish this
Look,
podcast?
I kind of do, but we've done it before, and that's the problem. I also can't remember.
Is it the rock, paper, scissors thing? Because it's getting old.
This movie was a real Guess Who. No. I was just sort of take 3 or 4 cult films and give me a new story.
I thought I could just chase you guys in the back garden.
I thought
On a lawnmower?
And if I catch you, then I get to take all your shit.
I thought we could just do our best effort to put Angus's car on top of my car, and then we just chase down other cars for parts.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm game for that one.
Yeah,
Alright, let's do that.
Where's London?
Thank you for listening to the Films Lives podcast. You can reach us on Instagram. You can reach us on Twitter. You can reach us
Well,
on
can
a
they reach us on
giant
Twitter?
city engine that moves. Cold.
Yeah, mum.